Khon Kaen, the fourth largest city in Thailand, and for most backpackers and travellers coming to Thailand, a place they've never heard of. It's northeast of Bangkok, and I've been here for the last 2 days, and today I'm going to show you some of the sights of the city to try and persuade you to come here. Now at the moment I am going to just wander through this market, and about an hour and a half ago, because it is coming up to 10 right now, this place was so busy. It's a Sunday morning. It's a place where they'll just sell their cheap food, fish. Wow. I did come here this morning to go across over to 7-Eleven to get my cheap 7-Eleven budget breakfast to keep with my £25 a day budget while travelling. Now across the road, just over there, is the Khon Kaen Hostel, and this is where tomorrow or the day after, depending on the amount of people that'll be there, is where I'll be going to get the stitches taken out of my ear caused by a motorbike jumping on me as I crossed the road. So far I've had 4 of the 7 stitches taken out. Got 3 left to remove. And I was quite lucky or unlucky that I managed to get the whole accident caught on CCTV. And if you've not seen the accident, if you're a little bit curious, then there is a link to the video in the description below. So while I'm here, I'm staying in a hostel, which is £3 a night, and this is where it starts getting quieter. It seems the market is only just down there. And the hostel is basic, £3 a night. And when you look at hotels, hostels, you're only looking for one thing, and that's a bed. You're there to sleep. And I had an awesome sleep in the hostel. Now £3 probably sounds a bit too cheap, but there are other places that are just as cheap. So if you've ever stayed in somewhere that was cheap, let us know in the comments below. I'll be interested to find out, not just in Thailand but around the world, just how cheap some places are. Right, come off the main road and I'm heading towards one of the 2 bigger lakes within the city. The first one, the reservoir, which you saw yesterday in the last vlog. Today is going this way. It's a leisurely 15-minute walk, they reckon, and it's going into a health garden. I have no idea what a health garden is. Should be interesting. And I'm here. This is the entrance, and you've got the Thungsang Health Park. And there is not a lot online about this place in English, so I'm not too sure what to expect, but I know it is pretty big. Looks like a biosphere over there. And with all parks within Thailand, the bigger they are, the more fitness equipment they have, just like this fitness park here. Now I wonder if the health part is to do with fitness. Now that thing there looks like it's got a lot of stairs leading to the top, which might give me a better idea of how big this place is, and the views from up there will tell me where to go to. From the top you can just see the outline of the city over there. Not many steps to climb up, thank God. My fitness has gone downhill over the last month, recuperating from all my injuries. But this is the view. Now that is not a biosphere that I thought it was. It's actually a bit of shaded area in a sphere. But as you go around, that over there looks like a garden of some sort. Might have a wander across. There's a lake. And then there's a bigger lake, which I think is joined on. Basketball courts. Lots of trees. And that's it. Plenty of shaded areas for you to sit under. But that lake itself looks massive to walk around. I'm not too sure if I'll manage it. Health garden. Yeah, I think it's meant to do with fitness. So what I assumed was a biosphere is actually just an arch, an arc, covered with vines, trees, and then as you go in to the centre, there's this structure here. Not got a clue, but it looks cute, interesting. And one thing I've noticed is this place is dead. There's hardly anybody here. There's a family up there having some sort of picnic, and that's it. Oh, and just seen another random person over there. Really quiet. So I've been walking around for the last 10 minutes. There have been interesting statues, monuments, which this is what I've seen. And I'm now in front of the big giant metal framework, which doesn't seem to be allowed in. But inside there's just lots of trees. Don't know if this is part of the park. But walking around, there doesn't seem to be any gates to go in, apart from the one around the corner, which is all closed. Shame. Don't think there's any paths inside there either. But I've just seen this. Looks like reindeer made out of trees. That's quite funky. Right, I've come away from the big metal construction plant-based thing, and this is the smaller of what I assume is two lakes. Very peaceful, very quiet. Some stairs leading down to what could be a boating lake. Don't know. But then behind me is, and it's got a certain Lord of the Rings feel to it. I'm not going to walk in the grass. But are they hobbits? And then you'll find that when you do come to Khon Kaen, they have a fascination, if not obsession, with dinosaurs, especially dinosaurs wearing clothes. So this is the park's contribution, and you can just see a squirrel just bouncing away there. Must be really annoyed with the amount of people that's around. Hello, mate. So the National Museum of Khon Kaen has got a big prehistoric exhibit, So there's a lot of dinosaur bones have been found in the past around here, which is why they have so much to do with the dinosaurs. Right, this is the main lake, and you can see how big it is. But in front of me is this little monster, or big monster, with his thumbs up. I don't know if he's famous or not, but he's quite scary with his horns. But then you get to the lake itself and you can see the running track already. So it is a fitness park. But on the lake itself, I've been watching these guys, and I don't know if you can see them, because I had to stare for a good 5 minutes watching them, seeing if they were real or not. But they're fishing. So they're in the water. That guy's got airbags around him. Let me show. Hi. There's one just over there. I'm still trying to work out what they're doing. I mean, that's a big net. So they just walk around, drop the net. Probably just leaves it for a good 10 minutes. So he's got one guy there, and there's another one right over there. You probably can't see him. Hi. Wow, it's all homemade from the looks of it. So I found a little rock to sit on. Them two people in the background there, they're just having a little gossip about what's happening in the world. That one, I mean, you can't see him probably, but he's dressed like Spider-Man, I think. And the one closest to me, he's gone to the side, so he's just letting his contraption do his stuff. Now it looks like it's made out of bamboo. Even that one, as they're walking, not swimming, so it can't be that deep. It's clever how they've made it. Wow. So he's just lifting it up. And it doesn't look like he's caught anything. No. Straight back down. He's got all the equipment. I've been sat there for about 10, 15 minutes just watching them. I've not caught anything, but they are determined. But the fact that they're all in the water must be for hours to try and catch some fish. Okay then, so that was the health park, the health garden. That's probably the most interesting thing I saw. Them fishing. Oh, and the big monster over there with the horns. But let's go somewhere else. Let's see if there's anything interesting apart from the health park. So I did say it was a 15-minute leisurely walk to get here. Took a bit longer than that. So I am going to get a grab taxi on a bike and head to the next place because it'll be quicker. I'm now back in the city centre. Got a grab taxi, cost me 41 baht. And I'm right outside the university area. And Khon Kaen is one of the bigger university cities in Thailand. Now this is taking me towards the wall. Now around the area itself is sort of, there's a wine shop there, there's little boutique cafes, and this is the trendy part of the city. And this takes you to the wall, the art wall. So all the way down here is just beautiful art and trendy places to go, get your nails done. There's a cafe there. Yeah, this is definitely trendy. It's not a big area, not as big as I thought it'd be, but it's just, so yeah, there's a sign saying the wall. There is a museum nearby, the National Museum, and I have been told online, reading the reviews, it's not the best. Oh, that's quite cool. So I am going to have a little stop and go to the Vector coffee roaster. I'm in need of some aircon and a cup of coffee. Right, I've got my coffee, and this place is so cool. Very, very retro. So I'm only sat here because I'm sat in front of the fan. But there's the counter where you get your coffee, but all the way around is just antiques with a little museum in the background. So I think this used to be like a printing press place. Very cool. And expensive. Well, not too expensive, but more than what I pay for at 7-Eleven. But to all the people who've donated to my Buy Me a Coffee page, donations, thank you very much. This is for you. Right, I've had my coffee, and then I thought, let's have a little wander around the wall. This place around here is really hip, trendy, sort of place that I wouldn't usually go, but it's nice. And like I said, it's not really that big, but if you're in Khon Kaen, it's worth going to. In the next few days, I'm going to be doing a different type of vlog, because one of the questions I get asked a lot is, how much money do you actually spend? Can you live off £25 a day? So I thought I'd do a full day of how much money I spend. And I know there'll be lots of people that will have questions. So if you want to ask me a question about my budget for that vlog, put them in the comments. Let's see what you can come up with. But I'm still part of the wall, but from the outside, and you've still got lots of paintings. I think I'm a bit too close to this one. Across the road over there. It's just quite a funky little place. But I've just seen the time. I've been out for a few hours and I'm getting a little bit dehydrated, so I think I need to go back to the hostel, cool down, make sure this ESD is cool, just like him. But if you've enjoyed this video, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see a bit more of Khon Kaen, then subscribe and it'll be in the next video. But until the next time, I'm off to get another grab taxi. Bye bye for now.